Hello, I'm Cllr Richard Wenham. I'm leader of Central Bedfordshire Council since the beginning of 2020, and I've been the chair of EEH since September 2021. So Central Bedfordshire is a mainly rural district with a number of market towns scattered across the district. It doesn't have any one particular urban conurbation, and so that gives its own particular challenges to deal with public transport, as we don't have the ability to centre a lot of services around one particular location. We're well served with north-south links, both for public transport, with the Midland Main Line and the East Coast Main Line in our area, and also with the A1 and the M1 providing good north-south connectivity. But the east-west connections, both with public transport and road infrastructure, are really very poor, and a lot of our effort goes into seeing how we can improve both those road and public transport links. So in common with many others, we're obviously focusing on how we make our transport system more efficient, how it can support economic growth in our area, and we're a very high growth area, the 5th highest in the country in terms of receipt of new homes bonus over the last few years, and that obviously gives its own challenges on restricted infrastructure, particularly inside our market towns. You have the goal, again with others, of decarbonising the transport system, and that means that we need to make particular choices about infrastructure. So we've recently appointed an electric charge point provider that's working with us to provide public EV charging infrastructure across the district. And we've also been able to open a very large electric charging site on the A5 near Leighton Linslade to allow electric buses to run in and out of Leighton Linslade. So we are making progress, but we need to move much faster. We're also looking to improve public transport links based on the completion of East-West Rail through the Marston Vale. That will give us opportunities to also add significant active travel infrastructure and look at how we improve connections into Milton Keynes from the Cranfield area. But it still remains a very significant challenge as to how we improve east-west connectivity, both in terms of road infrastructure and bus services right across the district. And even though we've been able to receive some BSIP funding, that's not really going to help solve the problem. The quantum is just too small. So we have a number of priorities. We've got some significant road challenges. We have the problem of junction 13 on the M1. We have the fact that we have only 3 out of the 4 remaining roundabouts between London and Edinburgh on the A1, and that causes not only significant congestion, but we have a big air quality management issue in the Sandy area. So we're looking for improvements in both those 2 key bits of infrastructure. We also have a significant road project to help improve east-west connectivity in the south, which is a link road between the A6 and junction 11 of the M1. Sorry, junction 11A on the M1. And that project has received planning permission, development consent order, but there are funding challenges around how that's now delivered. So again, that's a priority. And lastly, for road infrastructure, we received several £1 million of pinch point funding to make improvements at one of our most heavily congested junctions, the A6 and the A507, right in the middle of the district. We hope that work on that is going to start later this year. In terms of public transport, as I mentioned, we received some BSIP funding, and we're looking at how that can be deployed at the moment. But in common with many others, we're seeing bus services withdrawn by the main private sector providers at the moment, and that's a serious cause for concern as to how those services can be replaced, how eventually we can grow that bus infrastructure. And of course, in the south, we have the Luton Dunstable busway, which has proved such a success. in taking car journeys off that route and driving very significant travel where there's significant infrastructure in place. So EEH, I think, is a really important institution. It brings local authorities across a wide area together. We all have similar challenges. It allows us to bring those together, to deploy a common evidence base that we can then use to have constructive discussions with government, with the Department of Transport, and with other subnational transport bodies to try and ensure that we maximise the gain from public investment in transport, whether that be road or rail. My Christmas wish, someone's going to wave a wand and both find the remaining funding for the A6M1 and also allow the A1 to have its roundabouts removed.